Oops.
Wait, is that live? Yo. Okay, so we're trying out something new. This is it live? I wouldn't even know if this is like. It's just
It's
live
live
here.
at the top, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, hey guys, welcome to this show. This is actually the first time we're doing this, like a live thing for Behind This Beat. Now, the last Behind This Beat podcast, we had different guests. Of course, we had Rini and Sawidi. You got to check it out. Go to beatthisph.com to know more about that podcast. But right now, actually, this is so cool because we're going to be interviewing someone from Australia. Now, he released his debut mixtape titled Sin early 2019, which has gained him a lot of attention in the city, followed by 3 successful singles, Dropped, Lifted featuring Adrian Swish, and his latest release, Kickback, featuring JBT to end to 2019. Okay, now, we got Filipino-born rapper-singer from Melbourne, Australia. This is Sin Santos right now. And hey, man. Yeah.
What's up, man?
Just to give you guys like an idea, this is Behind This Beat. What we do is we just talk to a really a cool dynamite artist from everywhere, not only just locally, but now we're doing global stuff. So introduce yourself, Boy Graduate, before we start the show.
Yeah, what's up? It's Boy Graduate. This is the co-host that you have heard on previous episodes with Sweetie and Rini, and of course we've gone the next best thing, Sin Santos, my guy, Vampiro, this is my guy. We've been mates for what, 2-3 years now, maybe.
Yeah, from that.
I actually did some publicity work for Sin Santos back in the day for a single called No More. That was when I first heard with him. So yeah, we're both Filipino, so of course we connected on that level. And as most of you guys know, I've actually was living over in the Philippines as well, making these connections. So very passionate about bringing the homies with me. And psyched to have you on the show, bro.
Actually, the first time I heard Sin Santos was really with Boy Graduate, and Boy Graduate here actually went to Cebu last year. Was it last year, 2019?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you were just telling me about the scene in Australia and started like throwing in names, different artists, like Lara Andalo, and then you, so now what we're doing now with Beat This PH is that we're trying to connect to more Filipino foreigners, not only, or just like Filipinos in general, that is not only like representing us here in the Philippines, but then out abroad, So this is a good opportunity for us to get to know more about artists that is fairly, like for me, like people should know about here in the Philippines, and Sin Santos, like to start off the show, like maybe you could tell us a bit more about you, like how you started the journey of going to music, and then from where you started to now.
Well, it all started with, I guess, I've always been Filipino, especially been heavily into music. Mom, like parents, my auntie, my grandma always blaring music in the house, just like stuff like that from church songs. Especially my mom is big on church shit. It's a bunch of churches. They're actually next door, but she didn't hear that shit. But it's just church shit, and I'm not gonna cap the first ever body of work that I listened to that I really, really was obsessed about was have you heard of A1? No. A1? You heard the Take On Me, not the original one, but like the Take On Me. They had that shit. There's like a boy band. It's like Westlife kind of. I was into Westlife as well.
Word. That kind of stage.
And all that shit. Yeah, they had that little cassette tape, and I would listen to it like repeatedly, just listen to that shit. And I guess, and then my love for music kind of grew. I can't see you guys.
No, we disappeared.
And then I guess I first got introduced to rap when I've always heard it, but I was more into like, I think there was like a little emo phase back in the Philippines where everyone was like into like the emo rock stuff and people were doing their hairs and all that shit. Went through all that. just loved music in general. And then I heard Lil Wayne, and that's when everything changed. Just like everything was just Lil Wayne. I listened to Lil Wayne, and then obviously got introduced to Drake not long after. And
so that was around 2009, like 2010, right? When Lil Wayne was like at the peak. He was in jail.
Yeah, he was just everywhere. He was. I just remember I had a little like MP3 player, and like you'd gone what is that, LimeWire or some shit. Yeah. Like, and just you type Lil Wayne and it's everything, and just downloaded all that shit. I was going crazy. He was just doing features. Work ethic was crazy.
Yeah, that era was so dope.
Yeah, fire era. And I guess that's where my love for rap grew and just kept growing up to this point. It's still growing to now, but yeah, I really love music, and just decided to, I guess I could spit a little bit, and started recording my own songs, and I was like, fuck, I'm pretty fire. So I'm
fire.
I may as well, you know, I may as well do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
So how long have you been you know, like doing your stuff? And was it like I know you didn't I know you got based in Australia just like further along your you know, like you were growing up, right? It wasn't like you really started it there. You came from the Philippines and you
yeah, I moved here in 2010. In 2010 I moved here. Yeah, so it was just the start of, if not New Year's. It was like New Year's, before New Year's. 2009 I moved here, and then yeah, I'm still here. haven't gone back, nothing.
You haven't even been back. I thought you'd been back to visit.
No, I want to. You remember that? I was asking you about the citizenship and all that shit. Remember that?
Yeah.
What if it fucks me up and I can't get back? And you were like, yeah, go get your citizenship. Remember that? We were having that talk.
Yeah, word. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
because you have like a dual citizenship, and I'm like, nah, I don't need a citizenship. I can go back whenever. My mom and all them got their citizenships, and then they told me to get it, and I was like, I don't need that shit. Like, what's the difference? But now I find out you can't travel anywhere, so I'm alright.
Yeah, you're good for now. I'm still not a dual citizen, by the way. I'm still waiting. So shout out to Filipino embassy. Yeah.
Damn. Maybe they don't like you, man.
Hey, I'm natural born.
I have a question. Like, so you were doing your music when you got there, or were you doing that here already in the Philippines around 2000?
No, I was writing a little bit. I was writing, and I was kind of like yes, dabbling a little bit. Not really. I was trash. I was writing trash. I was trying.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
that's everyone.
Yeah. But I didn't really want to do it. I just thought it was cool. Like, I couldn't be fucked doing it, to be honest. I just thought, all right, I hear all these songs, these songs. I thought I could do it as well, but yeah, it was just dumpster juice, everything that I was coming up with, and I didn't really. It wasn't until maybe 2 years when I got here when I started actually writing. Yeah, for sure.
And recording.
And record. Oh no, didn't start recording till like 2017.
So what was your first release when you were there and you started like becoming serious about it? Like, yeah.
I was just a SoundCloud rapper. I was just putting songs on SoundCloud, and I think that's when the SoundCloud era was big. And I thought, I guess, oh yeah, like all these people blowing up on SoundCloud off of one song. You know, when it was like massive, like you had all the Lils coming out, like yeah, and all that, and they were blowing up. And I thought I could do that as well. SoundCloud's free, just, you know. Then I found SB90 Stuart, shout out Stuart, and his studio, and that started, yeah, he's a goat. Yeah, and started recording. My first song that I put on SoundCloud, I think, was Mask Off Freestyle. You know, Future's Mask Off.
Yeah.
yeah. It was a remix. It was actually fast. I listen to it now. It's just on SoundCloud, and like I was getting like a little bit. People were like fucking with it, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. All right, why not?
Yeah. Do you feel much love? Like, you get a lot of love in Melbourne. I know that because I'm from Melbourne as well.
For sure.
But do you get love like back home, like in the Philippines?
I think so. not as much as I'd want. Maybe because I haven't really tried to reach out, which I'm trying to do more these days.
Yeah.
I definitely would want to I don't know, show people my music. I would send them to like my classmates when I used to live there, They're all fucking with it, but that's about it. Apart from that, not really.
Yeah, just to give the listeners a background of where you come from the Philippines. Where exactly are you born, and where are you from in the Philippines?
I'm from Bulacan in Plaridel.
Ah, okay.
If anyone knows where that is.
It's like 2 hours north of Manila.
Yeah,
it's like 2 hours away from Manila.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so basically, so let's start with that. Like you started doing SoundCloud stuff, of course. Like that was the emergence of that generation, right?
Yeah.
How did you? What was the transition of you going seriously now, having your releases on Spotify? Oh, I'm not saying that you're not serious before, but I'm saying, like, you know how it is. Like the pressures are different when you actually now be part of the digital streaming, such like a Spotify and Apple Music.
For sure. How did I go about transitioning? I would say stuff was just getting real. I think like that everything was getting real. I had a baby on the way. Like at the end of that, when I was recording on SoundCloud, I had a baby on the way, and everything was like just getting real, too fast. I was like partying. I was doing a bunch of dumb shit. I was out every not even Friday, like Thursday night. I'd be gone, for I wouldn't come back till Monday. I'd be gone like Thursday night, and I wouldn't come back till like Monday. And then stuff was just happening really quick. And then I realized that I needed to find something that I really, really wanted to do, and I would potentially make money of and make a living out of, because I couldn't just keep doing. I have a job. I had a day job, but I didn't want to keep doing that for the rest of my life. So I guess it had to be real. I had to take it serious. Especially when my first kid was born, I was like, nah, I gotta, make a decision. And it was either music or pursue the day job that I was doing or another job. But music's definitely helped me through a lot, and that's what I really want to do. 100%.
So looking right now at the first release that you have, it was 2018 with a track called No More.
Correct.
Remember this?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so maybe actually what would be cool is we'll just play a snippet of it so that people can take a listen of it. Like, okay, let's listen to that. So we can do that here.
All these meds calling me like future. Don't see you in my future. I know this ain't what you used to. I'm done with you, I'm through. Think it's done now, I can't be with you no more. I don't want you no more.
I heard this song in a while.
I'm done with you, I'm through. Done now, I can't be with you no more. Do no more with you, don't got a clue no more. I'm done with you, I'm through. I think it's done now, I can't be with you no more. I don't want you no more. I don't want you no more. Lately it's been hard.
Yeah, so that was something from you. Of course, No More, 2018. Yeah, so can you give us a background there on that song, and how was your your music journey that time?
That was actually my first release on the digital stream platforms. I did have a tape before that, which I took down. And I'm trying to re-release some of the songs on it. But No More is pretty much No More is like my because I just rap. I know I can rap crazy, but that was pretty much my step into like doing melodies, which I'm really, really love melodies now. I didn't then. I was kind of just like, oh, I'm gonna try it out. But now, from there to now, I'm just really, really into my melodies, just growing on me. But yeah, I was always just rap. I know I could rap. I could rap and just do one take. I'll do one takes and all that shit. I know I could do that. But the melodies I find that are harder for me. And now that I've
a bit more of a challenge.
Yeah, that's it. But I guess it just depends on the person. But because some people really, really start off with melodies and then they struggle with rap. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's I guess that was my first song that I really wanted. That I did melodies with.
Yeah. So So looking at the catalog that you have from that time, I see that the next release that you have is on already on 2019. Was that like a farther like duration, or from No More, or was that like nearing already 2019?
I think the release after that was I put out the tape in late 2018, which is Sin. I think, is it? Or
yeah, it's 2018. The next one is 2019 with a track called Drop, which actually the first time I heard you.
Oh, for real. Yeah, nah, so after No More, the next release was the Sin tape on late 2018, like November, I think. And then the drop came up after that, and that's Drop is more rap than anything. But I heard the beat, and I just knew I had to spaz on it.
And you paired Drop with Lifted, which came out a few like a month later after Drop.
Yeah, correct.
And that was more on the melody stuff.
Yes. I wanted it to be. I kind of wanted it to have a concept, which is why I don't know why. I just found that it was lit. But like that's why I titled it Drop and Lifted. So first we drop them, and then we like pick them up with the good vibes with Lifted. Yeah. So
and also,
I don't know why I did that. Doesn't really explain shit, but
the artwork as well, they kind of complemented each other as well. So
yes.
For the people listening at home, when you go check out that music, take note of that. He's got some messages in his music.
There's no messages. It's just I thought it was lit. It's like gonna, if you will,
Yeah.
He's gonna, So I was looking at the 2019 catalog, right? So I want to play another music from you. Like it looks to me like from of course all the descriptions here, basically Lifted is actually getting a lot of buzz. Or out of the three in 2019, who was like which single is really like getting a lot of like attention from your end? Is it Lifted?
In 2019, yes, Lifted. I'd say Lifted, and then Drop follows after.
So Adrian Swish is what? Like he's from there?
Swish. Yeah, Adrian Swish is a Melbourne artist. He's fire. He's more of a singer, but I guess he could rap as well. He's lit though. And shout out to him.
Yeah, before we continue with some more questions, let's listen to this one. This is Lifted by Sin Santos featuring Adrian Swish.
Still vibes.
Vibes out, bro.
Young 7, make it splurge. I'm trying to show you something, let me navigate, yo. They taking pictures and snapping like alligators. Little baby got me going crazy, it's contagious. Trying to write our story up, shawty, don't rip the pages. I'm lifted, girl, you got me feeling lifted. I'm gifted, but that's enough about me, shawty, in my system, yo. I'm addicted, I'm lifted, yo. I'm lifted, girl, you got me feeling lifted, addicted. Throw that back one time like I missed it, yo. Got me lifted, yo. I'm trying to show you something, let me navigate, yo. I don't really like to chase none but the paper, but this is way different, it's useless trying to escape her. Got a waist grip and she bust it down for the haters. That's one time, two time, drop it, little mama.
Right, that was a track called Lifted, of course, Sin Santos, Adrian Swish. Just to give you guys a teaser of that, and then of course you can listen to all of it on the streaming apps out there. So yeah, we just want you guys to get a feel of what Sin Santos has, and then let's move on to some more interesting questions. Okay, now for that particular year, 2019, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you also released an album, right?
2019. I don't think I did on 2019. Did I? Is that when Sin dropped?
Yeah, it's. I'm looking at it from Spotify.
What is it? Is it Sin? I don't even remember my releases.
In 2019. Yep.
Right. There you go. Yes, correct. There you go.
Yeah, tell us about that. Like, tell us more about like how you developed the album. What made you decide to make one? At that year.
I guess I just wanted to get a feel of, well, it's more releasing a like proper body of work out onto the not just the platform, but just for everyone to hear my I guess like versatility, especially when I tap into rap and melodies at the same time, and I kind of just it's a bit messy, but that's just how I wanted it to be. I just kind of just put it all together. But yeah, it's more to have a body of work out there and just to show people that I can do these things. I can do both. And I guess with Sin, especially a lot of the songs on there, a lot of it would reflecting, I guess, all the stuff that I was going through back in 2017, 2018. It was like it's a pretty dark time for me. So a lot of the songs on there are pretty I don't know what the
personal.
I'd say personal for sure. Yeah, and that I guess that's the main that's what I was aiming for.
Yeah. Before I actually continue, I just wanted to let everyone who's actually watching now, because this is the first time we're doing this whole thing live, right? So, and it's cool to have Sin Santos to be our first one to do this live. And you will be listening to this on a podcast version, so watch out for that. Just go to beatthisph.com for more information. Boy Graduate will be writing about that, about Sin Santos, and really? So that you get to know more about him. Again, you're tuning in right now to Behind This Beat, and we are interviewing Filipino rapper, Australian-based Sin Santos. So you do know how to speak Filipino, right?
Yeah, sanay ako mag-Tagalog, but not Cebuano, but I could talk Tagalog.
Yeah. I remember we were surprised that we talked to Rini also, right? He's from Australia, and like he's fluent in Tagalog too. Yeah,
for real. I thought he was born in Australia.
You know, like that's why we were surprised when we had that interview, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he was saying his parents wants to make sure that he actually talks Tagalog at the house.
Yeah, that's the way though. That's the only way to do it. You know. Yeah. Gotta do that. Gotta do it. Look
or get 3 tutoring lessons a week like me.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. I mean, Cam right now.
Boy Grad is advanced.
Yeah, right now, like Boy Graduate's like actually having lessons right now, right? Filipino.
Yeah. Kaunti lang. Yeah.
Every time he messages me, it's in Tagalog. So nah, it's no konti lang. Nah, you're doing it, man.
Yeah, I'm doing it a lot.
One time he was I was talking to Cam, and he was like speaking straight in Tagalog, and I said like, it's actually like the way he's saying it is right. It's like it's there, but I told him, can you put a bit of feelings to it? Because like you're talking like you're a robot, you know. So
like you can understand it. Is you definitely the feelings, I guess. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but it's always
because I'm thinking of what to say.
Yeah. I can see that because you like kind of pause as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to touch base on you, Sin Santos, about like your Filipino heritage, like and all that. Like, sure. you of course, do you have songs that are you put in like some Filipino words there, or because it's currently becoming like now it's starting to spike in some of these artists who are not based here. Yes. So I've been seeing that a lot now. Like we even saw like Manila Gray's latest single. We were surprised that they were putting in like Tagalog lyrics and even Bisaya lyrics there.
Oh, really? Which one is that one? What's it called?
Blue Vegeta. That's the title. It was released a month ago, and I was like,
is it? Did they have a feature on it?
No, it's them.
No, it's just them. Oh, I'm gonna check that out. That's fire. Manila Gray's fire. I actually my first ever song that I wrote that wasn't one of the first ever songs that I wrote that wasn't a remix or a cover was called Akina, which was half Tagalog and half English actually, which I took it down from the platform, with plans to re-release it, but the music video is still up on there. If you look up Sin Santos, Akina is still on there. And I guess apart from that, there's only just drop, and which is I kind of just speak in Tagalog in between in that little it's like a little, what do you call it, like bridge kind of, I don't know what it's called, but I kind of just speak in Tagalog, and I kind of just I just say a prayer, and that's it in that. But I've got a couple songs that got Tagalog on them. That's unreleased too. But I do want to do just a Tagalog one, you know, which I will get to. Sure.
Yeah, I mean that would be like, you know, because I'm sure like it'll be easier for you because like you fluently speak in Filipino entities, right? So, but yeah, it's starting to get like sort of like it's like a new movement that's happening now. Like
it's big, man.
Yeah, and you know, like when I started Beat This 3 years ago, I wasn't even seeing this stuff before, and now it's just amazing. It's like we're getting a lot of different views from different Filipinos around the world, man. Like and it's always great to discover, you know. And how is it? How is it hustling in Australia, being a Filipino artist there? Like maybe you could give us like an insight of the pros and cons, you know.
It's tough. It's tough enough as just even without not being filler. It's just tough being an artist. Period. In Melbourne, but I don't really see with the hustle. I just feel like one of the people that live here. You know, I don't feel like because I'm filler is different. But one thing that I can say in Australia is just tough to be an artist. Period. You know, it's just. I don't know. It doesn't seem like as popping as like what they have in America, which is like that's what it feels like. It feels like it's easier from over here, from my from what I can see, especially. I just feel like it's much easier there to pop. But then again, in saying that, it feels like there's way more people that are wanting to do music over there as well. Everyone's doing music. Scratch that. Everyone's doing music everywhere. Everyone just wants to, you know, get big, get rich.
We as Australians, we have like a tall poppy syndrome where we don't really support people at the start. If they blow up, that's when we jump on the bandwagon. Sure. Whereas opposed to Philippines, shout out all the Filipinos, Pinoy Pinays, but like they're a bit more supportive. So I feel you. I guess
that's just in our nature. Like that's just how we're like raised. Definitely, I do. And there's a bit of a crab mentality, I guess. Not just in Melbourne. I think it's just Australian. Just being Australian. Like people, you know, people see you climb to the top and they want to drag you down. They don't want to see that shit unless it's them. You know what I mean?
Well, to be I guess, well, generalization of it all, like it also happens in the Philippines. It's just really like
for sure.
You know, there are things like competitions always has its thing, right? So whether you're here or globally, where you are, there's always going to be that aspect of the competing platform or the competing thing that you have to do in music. The thing though that I noticed is that recently here in Cebu, we've been very open to like the music scene, even for hip hop and everything. In Manila, especially, it's like there's more actually there because. Boy Graduate here like experienced the Cebu music scene, and so far he was a bit surprised with what we have, you know, like because like a lot.
In what way?
In a way, like I noticed before when I asked Boy Graduate about the Philippines, and I wanted to ask this to you too, Sin Santos, like. But there's a difference with you because you grew up here and then you went back. You went to Australia. Someone like Boy Graduate who actually was born there. He's sort of like his idea of Philippine music is actually what is sort of like, you know, karaoke and outdated sound. So
you were shocked that the hip hop scene was big. Is that what you're saying? That it was crazy?
No. It's not even like because what he was saying that like I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that you mentioned about the Filipino channel being in you know there, and it has a different sort of like presentation when compared to when you were already in Cebu and looking at the music scene where you're seeing artists that like were competitive globally, but it's not being presented in the Filipino channel or something.
It's hard to find when you're not there. because like trust me, I went and looked for people, and I just couldn't find anything. All I could find was that karaoke stuff. I think that's changed now. That was like a couple years ago, but people like shout out to bro Jetta, for instance. Like I heard Jetta, who's Cebu based, and I was like, what? Like this is crazy, dude. And like his live show was dope. There was a live show every weekend that I went to. Yeah. I even did live shows nearly every weekend. Like it was just popping.
The scene is pretty big, I guess.
Yeah, and in that way, he was Cam was saying that, you know, like there's a lot of disconnect information out there, like for like someone who's growing up abroad, looking at the Philippines now, which we're trying to support now with Beat This, and trying to really open the doors and trying to make sure that everyone will know, you know, that there are music globally and even here that is like on the same par at the same time. It's not outdated, you know. So it's good to know that like someone like Cam would know these things now. So it's just a matter of amplifying it with what we have now, and to actually connect with you, Sin, and like everyone, so that they'll know that there's someone like you, the Filipino representing in Australia, you know.
For sure. And we're trying to go beyond too with that, like all the fillers, all the artists, the filler artists that are here, with Boygrad included. We're trying to go beyond.
Yeah, and that's the second thing. I came home because of the COVID shit, and like I started looking at Philippine. Like I knew you, I knew Lara and stuff, and I knew a few others, but there's like 100 of us.
Yeah,
that are like Filipino.
That are actually trying to put on, and some there are some fillers that I don't know if they're. I wouldn't say ashamed. They just don't care for them.
They had the same mentality as me like 3 years ago. I didn't think it was that important to include stuff about my culture until I moved there, and I realized how much I was attached to that place. I've like when I go to the Philippines, I don't feel like I'm on holiday. I feel like I'm home.
Yeah, that's good.
And I didn't really even.
That gave me goosebumps hearing that. That's fire.
Oh, bro, straight up. But like, that's not. It's just something I've never felt before. It's because like my mom was there and stuff. Like that's my roots. So I think those people who are a bit ignorant to the fact that they're Filipino, they just haven't felt that yet.
Yeah, because for sure.
Why would you if you were just living in Australia? Like, and like you said, not many people here are making music too much. That, you know, most people become the tradesmen or they play footy. Like sports really big here. So to do music is a bit like it's a bit out of the gate as well. So we'll get there, bro. We'll get there.
Yeah, but there are fillers that were actually born there. I've just noticed it, and after they've come here, even though they're doing music and all that, I don't know. I wouldn't say ashamed. They're not ashamed, but they kind of don't give a fuck. You know, they don't.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to put on. They just want to do their own thing. You do your own thing, but at the end of the day, you always be filler. You know what I mean? You always be that.
And I always say this to you know, like Cam and like everyone who's we're all connected now because of this thing we not only we do, but some of the other outfits out there here in the Philippines trying to connect globally. But actually, we are on early stages. That's why most of us, most of the people, the Filipino people who are, you say, that probably don't care much right now, it's because there's no template to follow. You know, like there was like if there was gonna be an example,
I get that.
Yeah, if there's an example of someone getting huge, I mean, everyone, like, just give an example, like when Manny Pacquiao got huge in the sports scene, everyone wants to be a boxer, you know, like, so it's the same thing with music. I think it's just a matter of time when a lot, like when this movement becomes bigger and there's just like, you know, an example that we see, you know, and I think it's things like this that we do that, you know, connecting with you and connecting here in the Philippines and just like letting everyone know that there is we're on the same page. It's just that we're still figuring it out while going there, you know? Yeah. So
I just think that they'll wait till like some filler dude, some Filipino is big, and then they'll come out and say that all of a sudden I'm filler. like, and I have no problem with that, whatever. But I'm just saying, I feel like that's people waiting for someone, but at the same time they just jump the bandwagon, and but I can't hate on them for that. You know what I mean? But that's just how I feel. You know?
Yeah, that's it, bro. You gotta, and that's like I've been trying real hard to connect with other artists as well that I didn't know that were Filipino. And like what I've been saying to them on the phone is like, I'm not trying to like start like a movement or a group or anything like that. It's just like an alliance so we can all move forward together, because in our situation, we're Australian, but there's Filipinos in Germany, US, Canada, everywhere. And there's actually people like traveling to the Philippines to try and make it there and try to do their thing. So for us to make noise from Australia in the Philippines, we have to kind of like be together
for sure
to get on someone's radar. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, and imagine I mean, if you really just take advantage of the situation, there's 120 million residencies here right now in the Philippines.
I mean, like, it's crazy.
Imagine if you just get 1% of that. That's actually a good career, you know. And, and then outside of the Philippines, it's like around 14 million, I think. You know, that's Filipinos outside the Philippines. Right?
That's crazy.
So there's a lot. Like, I mean, I'm excited. You know, like everything's just like right now, 3 years of doing Beat This and like talking to you even is something that is just like, or even having Boy Graduate to always talk about these things is always like overwhelming, and I'm always excited. Yeah. Which I'd like to segue for your next song that that got into the Chosen Dozen for the longest time. It's a track called Frenzy, which means exciting thing, like a wild behavior. Yeah. So let's listen to this one first, and then maybe explain to us this song, because this song was real fire, man. It's something that, like, I think should be getting a lot of airplays here in the Philippines as well. So everyone out there, radio-wise, if you're listening to this show, you should check this out. This is Frenzy featuring Adrian Swish, Andre Jamal, and Sin P or something like that.
Saint P. Change his name to Saint Prince, but And
of course, the man of the hour right now, Sin Santos.
Let's go.
Vampiro.
Bow.
Let's go.
No.
She talk to me so condescending. Talk to me nice, know that I'm trending. She Joanne and Louis and FND. We gon' send them in a frenzy. Send them in a frenzy. Send them in a frenzy. I'm dodging shots that they send me. We gon' send them in a frenzy. Send them in a frenzy. Send them in a frenzy. Got hella problems never ending. We gon' send them in a frenzy. She want that Louis and FND. Girl, fill my glass up when it's empty. Call my appointments, I got them pending. Fucking problems, I got plenty. Baby, I know what you do. Why you always act like you got something to prove? Oh, shawty, if I was your man, baby, you never worry about what I do. I'll be coming home back to you every night, doing you right. Your type of woman.
All right, that was Sin Santos, a track called Frenzy, and of course, featuring those three guys: Adrian Swish, Andrew Jamal, and Saint P. Yeah. Yo. You know what I like about that song is, like, especially that I've been listening to you before that. I was so surprised when that came out, because I've been listening to you, since last year, because when I heard about you through Boy Graduate. So, in fact, I even connected with you through Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And I'm surprised with the because like the first time I watched your stuff, it was like, in Filipino term, it's very astig, it's very like matapang sounding, right? Like it's like so, right? And then you kind of like have this other persona now with this song that is so close. It can be considered, I think, to be like one of those like top 40 sounding tracks, right? But so tell us more about that. Like you're not. It means that you're not really like boxed in a certain, right?
100%. Well, that's the main point. That's what I'm trying to get across with when I started doing melodies was, I don't want to be boxed. I don't want to be categorized. You know, I'm pretty like I practice all that. I practice like I obviously just like every other artist. Honed, not just like the bars and the raps, but the melodies as well. And I find, especially after Lifted, I've found that after that I knew that with all the melodies I was coming up with for Lifted, I knew that I was gonna go to the next level. And everything now is just all the melodies I come up with now is just like when it pops in my head, it's just like fire to me. But yeah, I guess Frenzy was like it's like kind of like a debut even of a new Santos. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I feel like I've just reached this new level when it comes 100%. To melody. Yeah, I've just unlocked it or something.
Yeah,
and yeah, that's all that with I'd never want to be put in a box. That's why I work so hard with honing those, especially the rap and the melodies and stuff.
Yeah. All right. Again, just want to say to all the listeners right now, you're still listening to Behind This Beat, of course, with me, Fatboy Lim, and
Boy Graduate.
Yeah, there you go. And I just want to do a bit of a shout out because I've been seeing a lot of likes and like some views. I just want to do some shout outs to some friends. Sure. Of course, yeah, Mally is actually
hey,
Mally,
shout out Mally. You guys need to link up.
Yeah, man,
that would be crazy.
Yeah. Zelaya also is liking us a lot of DJ Short, DJ Roland Gars as well, and yeah, some friends in the scene, man. Like there's just a lot. Like and hopefully you can recap and listen to this on Spotify and all the streaming apps. Just go to Behind This Beat. You can find it there. All right, let's continue with their new song, man. Because like this is really where it's going to to end. Like this is like the big thing. Okay, so now you just released this track called No Games, and it was out just yesterday or just today.
Today.
Yeah. So this is
congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So before we listen to this one, maybe you can tell us about this track. It's been a while since you last released a track, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct. Last one was Watch Me, which was like I think that was just pre-Corona, just when Corona was started to hit first. Yes. So with the song, it was produced by Spike Leo. Shout out Spike Leo, that's my man. And our little mommy, Val, Kiko is her name. Kiko the Amigo is her first ever song, debut song. She's fire. So with me and Spike, we have a good relationship where we've just been he's just a fire producer. All the things we're doing, he's doing like with me, he's just like, yeah, I'm a producer beat. Like produce a beat or record, I'll mix it, I'll get it mastered and all that shit. So everything he's just doing for free, like nothing, no payments, nothing like that. Yeah. He just believes in my talent, so like that's why I fuck with him so much.
Shout out
Spike Leo, is fire, man. Yeah, and we're just smashing him out like every week. We were just recording, and then he made this beat, No Games, and it was just like, first we were recording raps because he knew I could rap, but then he came up with this, and I was like, nah, that's like we gotta switch it up. We gotta do the melodies and shit. Yeah. I heard this, and I was like, yeah, that's a hit. Like give me like a few days, and I'll come back with something. And then yeah, I went to the studio. Fast forward to that, I'd recorded the hook, and then the first verse, and I told him that's all I got. He heard it. He's like, it's fire. It's crazy. But he thought that we needed a feature, and I think the story behind him and Kiko meeting was, I think it was Kiko's brothers wanted to record with him, and they brought her along. And I think the two of them rap or something. And Spike was speaking to Kiko, and he was like, you don't do music. Your brothers do music or something like that. This is what I heard anyway. But yeah, and she's like, nah, yeah, I want to do it. And then she showed Spike a few recordings on her phone, and Spike was like, this is crazy. Like, what is going on? And yeah, I guess he sent her the beat. They recorded it, and then he sent it to me, and it was just fire. And now this is what it is. No Games. It's lit.
All right, let's take a listen to this one. This is again, how do you say her name's Keiko Ishara,
Kiko
right?
Amigo. Oh no, that's This is the thing. I think there was an error with that's pretty annoying. There was an error with Spotify. I guess because it's the first song ever, and it's just linked to an already established artist or something, which is I guess good for streams, right?
Okay. So yeah, this is No Games, the newest new release, just released today, and let's listen to this one, and yeah, get you guys heated up with this whole interview.
Keep my eyes open, watching for the people. Tell you my secrets, pray that you do not repeat them. Telling lies, but we do not believe them. They heard a lift that they was waiting for a sequel. Jolly, I love it, say my name. You know I hate it when you play those games. I pick you up, I'm 160 on the highway. Oh, baby, won't you come my way? I love it when you say my name. My name. I hate it when you play those games. No games. I love it when you say my name. My name. I hate it when you play those games. No games. Don't you play no games with me, mommy. I've been going through things, new things, mommy. You wanna be my boo thing, new flame. I can let you in right now. I seen people acting too strange. Bouquet flowers, I've invaded off a new strain. Third undefeated, I ain't never knew I knew gang. Shawty want a few things. I'm just tryna win, baby. I had to be patient, had to get used to the losing. I cannot lie, no, no. Shawty, you too fly, hey. We've been working through the ice, so I can spare the night. I send the Addy to the night show. I love it when you say my name. My name. I hate it when you play those games. No games. I love it when you say my name. My name. I hate it when you play those games.
Yeah,
no games.
I don't fuck around with it, give me something now. Got them hooked to your fiend, never coming down. I'm that hype bitch. Cute face, slim waist, kinda tight bitch. Way I'm staying name, no, we like this. See me in this future like a sidekick. Way I write it, it's a tight fit. Get inside it, let me sit up on the lip.
Right, that was something from Sin Santos, of course. Yeah, No Games, a new one from him.
Wow.
Here to follow everything on digital music platforms for you guys to know more about that track. And yeah, it's actually just to give you a hint, it's actually going to be part of the Chosen Dozen. This week, you know,
wow.
That's not a hint. That's like a dead giveaway.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, by the way, I just want to say hi to Chrissy Manila.
Hey, Chrissy.
Hey, shout out Chrissy, man.
Yeah, he just put an icon, like a global icon. So that's, I think it's trying to like, you know, Filipino right there. Yeah. So anyways, just to give you, just to add up on that particular song, is it going to be part of an album or is it a single for now? Yeah. Tell us a bit.
It's just a single. So I've been planning to drop this tape for so long, but this lockdown is just killing me, man. And I've been working, like we've been trying to mix it and all that. Can't even go to the studio right now. But this lockdown keep getting I'm just saying, like, fuck it, I'm gonna drop it. But I guess since I work so hard on it, I just don't want it to fall on deaf ears. So I gotta like just hold it back for a little bit longer. And I guess that's why I'll be dropping a few more singles, and then I'll come up with a tape, you know. So this is just a single as is.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry, bro, because like, you know, we got your back. You know, we'll make sure everyone listens to that track here in the Philippines.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess we kind of covered everything. And is there anything, like, let's talk a little bit before we close the show. You know, is there anything that you miss here in the Philippines right now, like food?
Man, oh man, where do I start, man? From the food, from the nightlife, even just little drinking sessions we used to have. We just chip in money for what do you call it? That red horse. Yeah, we'd kill that. Man, even that.
They call it pulang.
That's it. Man, the nights like that, we would just drink the video, you know, that the karaoke stuff. we would just do that till like 6 a.m. Come home, do it again the next night. It's just from that, the girls, man. What else, man? Everything. I miss my family 100%. Everything, man. I need to when this lockdown ends up, because I've actually just sorted out my citizenship while this lockdown's been going. so while we wait for the travel ban to get eased out, yeah, that's it. Once that's done, I'm gonna go back.
Papunta mo kasama ako.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're gonna hit the clubs. Hey, I didn't tell you, BG, like I'm single now, so I didn't tell you that. So
man, what? Damn, yeah, we might have to talk about that off air.
we got definitely hit Cebu as well. We'll do that.
Yeah, let's go to the beach here, man. Like for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. By the way,
Well, you're married though, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm same as you, man. Let's talk about that off air, you know. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, so let me ask you this question, by the way, like, because aside from being missing stuff about the Philippines, like, is there like a Filipino artist that you know here that you'd like to collab, or if there was anything that you see something different?
For sure. I've been hearing about Shanty Dope a lot. Shanty Dope's fire. I was bumping his tracks a few days ago. He's fire. He's lit. Looney's fire. I think he's a bit untouchable at this point. Francis M, obviously can't collab with him now, but Francis M is fire. Yeah, I haven't been really listening. I haven't been tapped in with the new artists coming out, but yeah, those are the few artists that I would collab, that I know I would collab 100%.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a lot of notable acts when you mentioned, right? Yeah, probably when this whole thing, is we're doing a lot of connections through the Beat This channel. Maybe we can make that happen. Maybe just to end the show, maybe like invite everyone and tell them about your socials, or maybe anything that you want to promote before we end Behind This Beat show.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Sin Santos Third World. It's just Sin Santos on everything. And if you don't see my face on it, because there's another Sin Santos somewhere, and he's a hater, so he doesn't like me. He doesn't like me. But if it's not my face, it's not me. That's it. If you see this pretty face, and that's it. Go follow that, like that, all that.
Damn, that sucks, man.
All right. Yeah.
That's tough.
I think we're good, man. Thank you for the time you've given. I know it's already.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I think it's already like nighttime there, right?
It is 7 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna have dinner in a bit. Thank you again, Sin Santos. Of course.
Thank you.
If you have new stuff and anything, just make sure to to always remember us because we are going to support you from Beat This on the Beat This side.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
it. Do a shout out to Trev. He just posted right now.
Shout out Trev.
Yeah. Trev. Also, you got Bansil Muhammad. Thanks, man. He said it's a dope show. You know what's funny is this is just right. Like we just came up with this just today. The show has the show has been there through a podcast, but we really I just wanted to try out this new StreamYard app, and it looks good. We can actually
maybe you should do it often. Maybe you should keep doing it.
Yeah. And of course, Chrissy, is also saying hi. Okay, day one, Beat This. Let's go. That's what Trev says. All right. So, thank you again, Santos. We hope to do this hopefully every week if we can. Next week, we're looking at more guests to come in. Again, Behind This Beat is a podcast. Now, hoping we're going to do this live show. A lot of people are liking it, especially that we're playing music along the way. Like we never did that before. We sort of like listen to the artist track. So this is actually good. And again, thank you to everyone who just randomly watched us. We actually have like 20, almost like in and out 30 views now. But this is without promotion, right?
Without promotion.
Yeah. Oh, Moro Beats is gonna support it. Thank you, man. Like we're probably gonna interview you guys as well. So Moro Beats is a production group. They do beats Bansel, I just want to say hi to them. Really good guys from you know, like I'm not sure where they're based, but I know they're like part of the beat making community here in the Philippines. So yeah. So thank you again, Sin Santos, and of course this has been Fatboy Lim
and Boy Graduate.
And this is Behind This Beat. Thank you very much.